What's going on, guys? It's your bro Taylor.
And your other bro Ryan here. We're excited to bring you guys another week of the portfolio update and investment challenge. As you guys know, if you've been following along the past couple of weeks, Ryan here took the lead and overtook Taylor for first place so far. So we're excited to
For
let you
now,
guys know how it's doing so far.
yeah. Which I expect maybe there to be a change. We closed the gap a little bit last week. I think we may have overcome it this week. Although the stock market has been very turbulent. So
It has, but I'm
this,
not afraid.
yeah. So this is the last week in December, guys, which means next week we'll be buying in with even more. Right now, this month we've been doing $50 buy-ins. Next week we're gonna bump it up to 75. Like we said early on, every month we're gonna keep bumping it up to eventually we're investing a couple $100s in this, just to keep it more
And
interesting and see some more growth and more swings probably. So just keep it you guys invested and interested.
yeah, so either this YouTube takes off and this concept works out really well, or we hopefully made a little bit of money off the portfolio and we just start something new. So either way, it's kind of a win-win.
Or both, that'd be the ideal
Yeah,
situation.
I guess that would be the win-win.
Yeah, which would be awesome. But this week, we got into our buys, and I bought a company called American Virtual Cloud Technologies. Before this, I hadn't heard much about them. They kind of just entered the popular space. I actually believe it's because they were announcing some growth with a partnership of some telecom company that had some weird name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but they were kind of popular this week, got some of the votes to be the number one stock that you guys voted on this week. So I went ahead and bought them earlier today, and I'll go ahead and let you guys know it is not doing great just after a couple hours.
I appreciate you guys voting on that dumpster fire of a stock for him and really helping out our portfolio here, because we only had that one voted sadly this week, so I was able to choose amongst the other three, and of course I bought Pfizer. So Pfizer is obviously a well-known company at this point, but you might not have known them before the pandemic.
Yeah,
So
true.
Pfizer is a biopharmaceutical research company basically, and they deal with vaccines and tons of different types of medicines. They're one of the biggest companies out there, especially as of partly because of COVID. So we
Yeah.
bought in to them, and we currently hold 0.86 shares of Pfizer. So we actually bought them on a downturn, so they're actually dropping a little bit. But we all know Pfizer, the new Delta variant, or not Delta, Omicron variant.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping that really boosts them. It's kind of hard to hope for Omicron variant to do good so that Pfizer does well, but it's kind of what it is for this portfolio purposes.
Yeah, it is what it is, and for my stocks, I have like over 20 of them because they're worth almost nothing. They're worth like $2 and something cents, A very low stock. Historically, not the best performing stock over the last year. They've been consistently on a downturn.
That's what we like
They
to
had a
hear.
little jump with the announcement of this whole growth in their partnership thing. That's kind of why they were on everyone's radar lately and started getting some votes. But historically, not the best performing stock. We'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes. It fell since I've dropped or bought it, but I like to be hopeful. And the rest of my stocks have actually been performing pretty well.
Yeah, so this week, we always like to update you guys on the portfolio, and we got feedback that you guys wanted a biggest winner and a biggest loser of the week. So as of lately, Delta's been kind of up and down. Been doing pretty well for myself because we bought them so low, so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still my biggest performer overall. And actually, in the last week, they had some bad news with flights being hit by the new variant, but still my overall and weekly best performer. And just like no surprise, since this whole thing has started, Lucid has dropped even harder. They are just, I don't know what's going on with them. I was very hopeful. I'm still pretty hopeful, but they are just, I'm about to be $0 in this one investment. Luckily, we only put $25 in, not 50 on
Yeah.
that one company.
Yeah, and for me, guys, my best performing stock over at least the past week has been my other most recent buy, Micron Technology. They've shot up a good bit, actually.
Really?
yeah, how I mentioned they're in the, data storage and computer storage space. They've been doing really good this past week. They've been a historically well-performing stock as opposed to the one I just bought. So I was kind of expecting this, but they actually shot up more than I was anticipating. So that's been super good news for my portfolio.
About that biggest loser.
The biggest loser is still overall Rivian, but within the past week, AMC dropped the most from what it was. AMC is kind of that all over the place stock. You never really know what to expect from them because it's kind of just a momentum thing with amongst the people. So that was my most recent loser. Overall, Rivian is still my worst performing stock. So that's kind of where my portfolio's at.
I'm really hoping we didn't buy at a peak where these companies kind of came out and they were overhyped. And then,
Yeah.
because you saw Rivian started worth more than I think Ford and GM put together, or at least individually. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm hoping we didn't buy at peak and everybody was like, oh, EV's going to blow up again. And then
Yeah.
they're starting to drop back to realization. I'm hoping. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still think EV's the future. I just don't know if it's
I
the
agree.
6 month future. I think it's more of a 10-year future.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no real telling when these guys will come to their full potential.
Yeah.
But they do have a high potential, which is always something you look at for long-term investments. So overall, most of my stocks are doing fairly well. Rivian's still down the most overall, but the other ones are kind of either equaled out to what I bought in or gone up a little bit. Like I said, Micron Tech has shot up, which was super helpful for my overall, market value and everything. So I'll go ahead and let you guys, or we'll go ahead and get into what our market values are, the more exciting part of this whole update and
Right. That's what
everything.
gets me excited.
Yeah, and I'm sitting at 331.97.
331.97.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. 332.64.
Okay. All right. So
So very close.
yeah, had we bought different stocks earlier today, because the one I bought earlier today, guys, the American Virtual Cloud Technologies, it shot down $4. So I guess that's actually already my biggest loser.
Yeah.
So had we not bought that earlier today, I would have taken the lead as I kind of expected. But you know, this is
Sucks.
part of the
I
game of
appreciate
this
you
whole.
guys voting on that
Yeah,
one for him.
this is kind of part of this whole, thing where we let you guys vote and everything. So it's you got to roll with the punches and hope that your overall portfolio will come through in the end, which I think it will. I've got some strong guys here. Apple, is consistently doing well. Micron, like I said, shot up. I am nervous about this most recent buy. Maybe this whole partnership thing will come into something,
Hopefully it turns out to be a
super
bust,
fruitful.
but we'll see.
Yeah, who knows, but the gap has definitely closed a lot.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
it's crazy how I
it
was
was
so
like,
far down, then I shot past, and then we're back
mm-hmm.
equal.
Yeah, because if you remember, like a month ago, Ryan was down like $8 or $9. Then it flipped to him being up $8 or $9. Last week it was like him up 4. Now it's like $1 difference. So
Next
that
week will
just
be
goes to
super
show the whole
exciting.
stock market is full of swings and everything. You never know who's gonna kind of be in the lead. So I'm interested to see how these most recent stocks that we bought continue to perform.
So we're gonna update the chart so you guys see week one, just like Taylor referenced. You can see who was the winner and who was the loser, all the way
Yep.
up to this current week. And we're gonna update the graph as well, so you can kind of see that fluctuation we're talking about. So obviously, take a look at that. And it has been crazy. I am once I kept going down like that, I was nervous. So it hasn't been like Taylor's been slowly closing the gap for me. I don't know. I don't know what I bought into. Maybe it was Apple, but I just ended up way on top. I was so far below, and then it just ended up. And on the graph, you can kind of see that hard swing from week to week. So it
Yeah.
has been interesting.
Yeah, for sure. The stock market's kind of been all over the place. I've been talking to people lately how they've suffered some losses over the past couple weeks. And there's tons of speculation about everything. But overall, I think that both our portfolios are doing pretty well. So I have high hopes for this competition and everything.
Yeah, and so only two more things we want to talk to you guys about. First of all, I'm kind of hitting Taylor by a surprise on this one. I forgot to mention it, but we did get a comment in on one of our last videos saying that the loser should have to pay the winner the difference in market value at the end of the challenge, which we like that a lot. We did. So we are definitely considering that as the punishment at the end of the competition.
Yeah. Ryan's in the lead right now, so he's confident enough to say that. So we'll see how he feels in the coming weeks when I retake the lead. But if you guys have any more ideas, please let us know in the comments, or just any criticism or anything. You know, we're always looking to improve this channel. So just keep an eye out, guys.
And then also is coming soon, we're hoping to post more of our original content we were pushing out there. We're hoping in the next week or so. Things have been crazy with the move. I'm officially down in Florida now, so I'm a Florida resident, and that has been a big deal, big change, a lot of things going on. So we're hoping that now things are a little bit more settled. We can go back to keep doing the shorts. We enjoy doing those. Keep doing this competition, obviously, but we also want to add back in our original content of teaching you guys about the real estate market, about how to buy a house, credit cards. We do want to do a big one on credit cards coming up. So definitely stay tuned to those videos and always provide feedback. Let us know what you think of them.
Yeah, so if you guys have any comments about just general videos that you guys are curious about, leave that down in the comments too. It doesn't have to be just in relation to this particular competition and everything. So just anything that you guys are curious about relating to finance or real estate or anything like that, just let us know in the comments. We're always looking to hear from you guys. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and be sure to tune in next week because, as you can see, who knows who will ever be in the lead. There's constant swings in this whole thing.
That's what I love about this competition. It gets me excited every week.
Yeah, interesting for sure. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and be sure to leave a comment and like ours for the stocks that we should buy this coming week.